Alright guys, here is the Swivot false cut and control. Let's say the spectator chose this card, the Ace of Spades. Wow, that was lucky. You can take that card and actually shuffle it straight into the center of the pack, even give it some more cuts, and let's say one more for good measure, and it's back on top. Alright guys, here's the tutorial for Swivot. Basically, all that you have to know is how to do some swing cuts and a pivot cut? Is that what that's called? Oh well. But I called it Swivot because ping did not sound as good when I combined the words swing and pivot. Never mind, let's get into the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's actually how to do Swivot. So what you want to do to use it as a control, take and get a break above the spectator's card, in probably the lower third of the deck. The more cards you have on top of it, the easier it is to make this look natural. Now you're going to want to catch a break above it, and then a thumb break. Now you want to make this small. In the performance, I noticed I had it a bit too large. The larger it is, it makes it easier to perform this sleight, but your spectators will be able to see it if it's too big. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a small portion of cards from above, or from the top pack, pull it off, holding the deck with pretty much your thumb and your ring finger up here. With your index finger, you just pull a few off. If you're not used to this, it might be hard. I'll do a link to some swing cut video tutorial to help you. And you're going to want to put it between the crutch of your thumb and your index finger, like this. If you're used to this, this may sound a bit basic, but I'm just going through a brief overview. Now cut off another small packet, crutch of your thumb. You still have the break. Now I normally do one more just because I like doing things in threes. Now from this point, you have one more small packet, and their cards right here. So take your thumb and just grab that bottom packet and pivot it against your index finger, or your ring finger up here, and just pivot it out till it's about parallel. Continue pivoting as you move your hand forward to drop it on. Then you just set that pack on top. And that's how to control a card. Now at fast motion, it looks pretty nice. Cut, cut, cut. And you can see how that works. Alright, now we'll get into how to use it as a false cut. Alright guys, to use Swivot as a false cut, you're going to have, it's only a top retention. So it's not a full false cut, but it looks very smooth. So I'll leave this card face up so that you can follow along. Basically take and cut a small packet, or a large packet, it doesn't really matter, off, swing cut into your left hand. Now cut another small portion on, while curling your pinky onto the deck. It can be a lot or a little, just enough, you know. So now you have a break, and that's a bit exaggerated. You're going to want to make that smaller. Now just continue cutting cards on top. And you can do that pretty sporadically because you already have your break, you're not performing any sleight, you don't have to worry. Now transfer it to a thumb break, again, and perform Swivot, just as before, as a control, but it's a false cut this time. Because now you'll notice that it's back on top using Swivot. At fast motion, it looks like this. And it looks really nice. You can go back to the performance, but I really like this cut. Now, I'll get into the only main troubleshooting problem that you'll have. Alright guys, the only problem that I think you'll have with this, unless you're just still not very good at the swing cut or the pivot cut, is not really too much of a problem at all. It's just something that happens to me sometimes when I'm performing, and whoa. And it's nice to know what to do with it. So, okay, let's say that you're using it as a control, you have that card there. Now I'm going to go through this slowly. Let's say you cut off 1, 2, and you've already cut straight to your break. So their card's right here. Now sometimes when a magician will do that, they'll pause for a second, they won't know what to do. But be ready for the situation, because then you can just set it right back on top and it still looks natural. So if you're going and you're cutting the cards, this doesn't happen too often, especially if you practiced a lot. But, okay, that just happened right there. So now you cut it in. Now, you'll feel automatically that the break is gone. You'll also feel it on your front fingers, because you'll especially feel it on these front fingers, which is kind of weird, but what happens? So now you can just, normally what I do in this situation, you can either set it on top and it looks natural, or take your thumb and move it up here, holding the pack, re-grip it like this, you curling these fingers and using your thumb on top and setting it on. So that would look like this. So that's the only troubleshooting. Use it well. I like this cut a lot, and thanks for watching.